God of heaven and earth, thank you for this opportunity to come together and work together. We ask for your inspiration and insights. We ask for your direction and guidance. We ask for your peace and harmony. May we accomplish great things this day, and may we display an attitude of cooperation and respect. In your awesome name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Doug Brown.
Here.
Megan Bryant.
Here.
Larry Bud.
Here.
Keith Georgiana.
Present.
Kathy Driscoll. Jim Allen. Crystal Teddy.
Here.
Jeremy Wilson.
Here.
All aldermen present except for Driscoll and Alden. First on the agenda, presentation by Heartland Development Partners. Cindy, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure out a way to, trying to see how I can show you guys and also you, but I'm going to focus in on for you, if that's all right, towards this direction. Thank you for the invitation to come. Most of you I know, but not everyone well, and you may not all know about my project on the Taylorville Square. So we thought it would be good just to give you an update on that. So approximately a year ago, I started acquiring 5 key strategic properties, buildings with historic landmark merit on and around the Taylorville Square, and I'm renovating all of them with a variety of different businesses that will go in them. And I thought it would be good just to share a quick little update about the time frame, what's going into all of them, how that's going to benefit the city. And I brought some actual visuals to show you, because you can see some of the construction, but you can't see everything of what it's going to look like. So I'm sorry, I'll try to show back this way as well if I can. But before I show you those things, I just wanted to sort of recap. So with the 5 buildings and all the construction, I've invested with my group. I have a group of investors, approximately $1.4 million into Taylorville. So that's a combination of buying the buildings and then the actual construction renovation work. And then over the next 6 to 9 months, there'll be approximately another $2 million that's going to be put in between finishing that construction, putting the businesses in, and hiring local. I'm trying to use as many local, actually I'm able to use all local people to do all of this work, with the exception of one architect, because we didn't have one in Taylorville. So I had to go outside of Taylorville. Otherwise, all local people, which is great. And you probably have seen some of that work going right now, but it's pretty exciting to put this amount of money into Taylorville. And what's really nice is with my Heartland Development Partners group, I've got both local people who are investors with me, as well as some people outside of Taylorville, primarily from St. Charles, Missouri. If any of you have been there, you can see how nicely they renovated their Main Street, and they came to Taylorville and thought, this is a fantastic square and surrounding area. So that's pretty exciting, and I can send all this as well. But so far, we've already employed more than 25 people, local people, either on a full or part-time basis, with a lot more to come. So pretty excited about that. But the first project, as I mentioned, there are 5 of them, but I know one that people are really interested in. Sorry that we have this, but this is the Rainey's project, which will become, I'll try to show you guys back to Jack's on Main, named after Jack Mazzotti, who's been the owner of that, his whole family, for since 1935, I believe. It was actually the first drive-up pharmacy in America. Back in 1963, no one thought anyone would drive up to a drugstore to pick up their medication. And they, at that time, would you could pick up your medication and alcohol, both at the same time through that drive-up. We're going to keep that. not the drive-up for drugs and alcohol, but the drive-up window and the vintage sign. So the current building, it'll end up kind of looking like this. But this is the architect, and I can pass that around if you're interested. But the current building remains. It's not being torn down. We're actually putting a rooftop bar patio on the top of it. And then expanding, we're putting some outdoor seating out into what is currently the parking lot area towards the front, and then reconfiguring the landscaping, and parking will go around the back. It's actually a big footprint, and the building is only a very small portion of that. So it'll have a rooftop patio. The main floor will be the reconfigured diner, just like Greeny's used to be, but updated. And then it will have some main level exterior seating as well. So I don't know if you're, this is a stair tower, that'll go up to the rooftop. So this is, this is Main Cross, and then this is like the parking lot, and then the reconfigured parking along the back.
So is this Main Cross right here on this picture?
Yes, yeah, and so actually, we've evolved since then, so the outdoor main level thing will be more over here, not over there. But it'll give you the sense of like the color scheme and things like that. So that's a pretty ambitious project. This week, we already gutted the inside and we've taken out all the concrete. You might notice this week the footings and concrete pads will all be starting to be poured, and the rooftop part will start to be constructed. So really excited about that, especially because Jack Mazzotti is still, there. He's going to have an office in it, and that whole legacy is going to look very much in the inside like you would imagine Greeny's if it was today. So we're keeping that red leather. Let me show you this. Red leather motif with the this is better. Sort of how Greeny's used to be. But it all updated for today. So it'll still have the counter with the bar, the red booth, the stools, and then the rooftop part will be kind of like this. Which is pretty exciting. And our interior restaurant designer is Larry Quick, who's originally from Taylorville. So again, I've tried to use as many Taylorville people as I can. Dustin Clark is doing as much with my general contractor, and we're having, it's really going quite well. So that is that project. That will be completed by the end of the year, which was our original time frame. It's quite an undertaking to build a rooftop bar. People are like, why isn't it ready already? Why isn't it done? But we've had to go through a lot of structural engineering to make sure we could do what we wanted to do and really renovate it the right way, because we don't want to make a mistake. And so we're excited about how that's all going to turn out. Any questions about that one? Because that's kind of I know there's been a lot of questions on that building. No? The other building, which you can see more visibly, is the Union Block or Slatton building, Doyle Fraley Law building, whatever you might want to call that. That one you can see all the progress, and that is very close to completion on the front with the painting, which is super exciting. But what you can't see is the inside. So we have completely gutted that and taken it all the way down to the exposed brick, and it's a beautiful building. We have about 8 tenants that all are interested in being on the inside of that, with retail businesses, all local. Which is exciting. I can't say who they are yet, but we're finalizing all of that. So I don't know if you have an interesting kind of seeing that. And the outside of it, you can kind of see, this was the original inspiration. The outside of that building has a lot of architectural significance. So it's from 1897, and it has a facade called a Nectar metal facade from a company in St. Louis. There's only about 2,400 of those left in the country. Most of them are in Telluride, Colorado, interestingly, because back in the Western boom days, they shipped all these metal facades out to stick on wooden buildings to make them look fancier. But we're trying to, we were worried we weren't be able to save all of that, because if it gets rusted, then you can't save it, but we have been able to. So that's pretty exciting. And then the other, I think, noteworthy building is the Harrison building and parking lot next to it, which you may have noticed. I have donated that just for a short time to Furla, the charitable resale shop for animals, but that will still be Lincoln Hall, a performing arts venue that is done through a nonprofit, Revitalizing Rural America, which is my nonprofit. So that will be completely for community benefit, run as a nonprofit, but of course will drive revenue and traffic to the square, and all the businesses, not just these. So that's a little bit about the, trying to think of anything else noteworthy, but I think that's the only other building is the old Rendezvous corner, and that, we haven't determined what we're gonna do with that yet, but that corner has a lot of potential, and it won't be a bar. So we're working on what that's gonna be. I think those are the key highlights. Any questions on that?
Performing Arts Center, how big is that gonna be? What kind of capacity?
Yeah, that's gonna be 1,400 seats.
1,400?
Yes, because the current building will go down, and then it's a double lot. And so we already worked out the seating capacity for
Sure.
that. So, yeah, so it's gonna be a great, that's coming right onto the square, and we think that would be a terrific addition. Okay.
Thank you, Cindy, for
Thank you.
investing in Taylorville. We really appreciate that. Anything you need from the city, I mean, you apply for a PDD.
Yeah, no, I forgot to mention that. Thank you for bringing that up. The fact that Taylorville has the BDD program has made this even more attractive financially because of the investment of the city in helping to have, business owners or developers like myself be able to do these important improvements to the building and then have a portion of that reimbursed is really, really valuable. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Omnibus vote designation, motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi. Roll call.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Minutes of the regular meeting held August 7th, 2023. Minutes of the Lake and Airport Committee meeting held August 10th, 2023. Minutes of the Water Environmental Committee meeting held August 10th, 2023. Minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held August 17th, 2023. And minutes of the Ordinance Committee meeting held August 17th, 2023. Motion to approve all the minutes.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones. Roll call.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and David and Cathy Coker, 1020 Nectar Lane. Motion. Alderman Bud, second. Alderman Wilson, questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Mayor Barry votes
I'm
yes.
sorry.
Motion carries 7-0. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and Christian County Farmers Supply Company doing business as Central Commodity FS, 1200 North Cheney Street. Motion to approve. Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown, questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Larry Bird?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and for Linda Guerrero, 110 to 114 South Main Street. Motion.
So moved.
Alderman Dorsones, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Larry Bird?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and H&R Family doing business as Taylorville Food Center, 500 West Market Street, and Billy and Judith Grimes. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Brant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve
Yes.
Dorsones. Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and Heartland Development Partners Incorporated and Cynthia Frisina, 201 West Main Street, Phase 2. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Brant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Next on the list, motion to approve to bid the lease of 62 acres of hunting ground at Lake Taylorville. This ground is what Champley is now renting or whatever, so we need a motion to approve to put that out for bid.
So moved.
Motion of Alderman Skoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments?
A comment.
Comment? Alderman?
If this were to fail, what would happen then?
That's what I was gonna ask Rocky, but I could answer tonight. If we fail to pass this, to put it out for bid, what do we do?
Well, then, the lease expires and you'll have to decide whether or not you want to renew the lease that got defeated at the last meeting or try to rebid it.
Okay.
You don't have to bid, you don't have to lease the property, but the contract expires. So if you don't get a bid and you decide not to renew, then it will be leased. Now, what I mentioned to you, Mayor, that if at some point, and we've done that in the past, is if you put it out for bid, you can have, the bid opening is at a city council meeting, perhaps, then you can, have the bidders have a 15-20 minute, space to, again, orally bid to get the highest bid. If you could do that, we've done that in the past.
Okay. That answered the question, Alderman?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So, being the first and the second, roll call.
Megan Brant.
No.
Larry Bud.
No.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
No.
Doug Brown.
No.
Motion fails 4-2. Okay, motion to approve to bid the lease of 50.65 acres of hunting ground at Lake Taylorville. This supposes the Heberly ground. I think I got the acreage right on both ends, so. Motion to approve the bid, to put it out for bid.
So moved.
Alderman Skoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? Comment?
Can we put if these both fail, can you put the resolutions to adopt the resolution right back on the agenda for tonight, Rocky?
Right, Rocky?
No, it is not.
What was the
He
question?
wants to know if we could put it on to do the resolution that failed last time, can we put it on tonight's meeting and vote on it that way?
Not tonight, but the next council meeting you could.
Council, okay? So, roll call.
Larry Bud.
No.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
No.
Doug Brown.
No.
Megan Brant.
No.
Motion fails 4-2. Motion to approve and bid or advertise a working foreman position in the cemetery department. Motion by
So moved.
Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown, questions or comments? The foreman has turned in a resignation. Next is the last week, I believe.
Yes, and that's
The last week, so that's why we put this out a bit. Roll call.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Brant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Motion to approve or bid and advertise a full-time dispatcher position in the police department.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Brant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Motion to authorize and direct the mayor to sign vendor invoice number 229675 for airport project CAD 4842 in the amount of $17,655.29 for professional service rendered from CMT and forward the request to Illinois Department of Transportation for disbursement of approved payment of same pending receipt of disbursement. Motion to pay the bill.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Motion to approve a closure permit concerning the solar ray energy project at the city's water treatment plant.
Mr. Mayor?
I assume, Rocky, you got all
I would
of,
ask,
what's that?
I would ask you to defer that motion till the next meeting. I think I've sent you all an email. They've got everything done except, Greg Swanson, and I think Marlon needs to get together to determine the amount of reimbursement for the maintenance expense that's owed the city from REE. Once that's agreed to, and we see the video, then we can do the closure permit. And I think they're working on that. I think we just need to defer that to the next meeting.
All right, we'll defer that to September 5th. Okay. Motion to approve the contribution of $8,000 from Ward 5 funds to Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce.
So moved.
Chili Fest. Motion by Alderman Bryant.
Second.
Second, Alderman Skoltedi. I might say, if we don't do it out of Ward 5 funds, we could also do it out of BDD funds, so.
What are Ward 5 funds right now?
Ward 5 funds is about $300,000. So, but it's also BDD eligible according to Steve Klein. So, Alderman Dorsones?
Yes, I'd rather pay these out of BDD funds. We've designated the Ward 5 fund as an emergency fund, and I think we have an adequate amount of funds in the BDD to pay it out of that.
I'll amend my motion.
Amend the motion to pay it out of BDD funds.
Second.
Motion by Bryant, second by Skoltedi, to amend that to BDD funds. So, any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Present.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Motion to approve the special events permit for Paint the Town Purple for Amari NFP Christian County Celebrate Recovery Month with ribbons to be distributed August 23rd through the 31st, 2023. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Wilson. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion to approve the special events permit for the Pub 116 first anniversary party to be held on September 23rd, 2023, from 4 to 11 p.m. in the parking lot of 116 East Main Cross. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi. I'd just like to say, I thought we have a special events permit, but only for the 10 p.m. Is that something that's in the ordinance for that? Rocky, did you hear me that? Something,
Yep.
we want to go to 10 p.m.
Go ahead.
We had it later than that when we walked off for cork and cake, didn't we?
No, it was 10 o'clock, but I mean, 11 o'clock's fine, so unless it's, we can't, so.
I don't know of any ordinance that you can, so
Okay.
if you want to do 11 p.m., I'd say go ahead.
All right, no problem. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. City attorney update.
Other than what I've been sharing with you, to give you the confidential communications concerning pending litigation, I did receive from the attorney for AMRA, last Wednesday, they sent me their environmental license agreement with their suggested, revisions from our comments, and I'll probably be able to report back to you on the September meeting. That's it.
All right, thank you. Mayoral update. The Main Street project is ongoing, doing a good job. We striped the parking lots today. I think they'll all be complete and open the next day or two. The Airport project is going well. We will soon apply for the Auslan grant. This is the improvements for the lake. I and Doug Brown will be attending the IML conference in 1 month from today. If there are any questions that you want us to ask any different people, please give them to us in the next couple of weeks, so we'll know what to do. And today I had conversations with Congressman Mary Miller on the $2.5 million grant for West Main Cross. I think that's going well. We should know something in the next couple of weeks what that's going to happen. Good luck to the high school teams as they begin their fall season. Committee reports. Discussion and/or motion to approve, adopt, and/or deny, and/or table, and/or amend, and/or refer to an appropriate committee and whole party the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Water and environmental.
You may read.
What?
She asked me.
Oh, go ahead.
First motion was a motion to recommend to the city council to approve the purchase of a 2024 Ford F-250 Super Cab two-wheel drive pickup with 8-foot bed from Authorizing fleet sales at a cost not to exceed $64,998 to be paid from the water department equipment line item for fiscal year 23-24 budget. Make that a form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Scarpetti, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Marilyn Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Next is a motion to recommend to the city council to approve the purchase of the 2024 Ford F-250 Super Cab 4x4 pickup with 8-foot bed from Bob Riders fleet sales at a cost not to exceed $72,993 to be paid from the water department equipment line item fiscal year 23-24 budget. Make that a form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Scarpetti, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Lake and Airport, Alderman Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make, this in the form of a motion to recommend the city council to approve the purchase of a gazebo for Martin Portable Buildings at a cost, need to amend this motion. The cost should be not to exceed, $9,262.28 to be paid from Ward 5 funds.
Oh.
All right. Motion by Alderman Brown, second.
Second.
Alderman Scarpetti, questions or comments? I just got a comment there that, we went from a, I think, 10 by 16 building to a 16 by 16 building. That's why the cost is high. We thought it would be more issue. And the problem with, the lake and the airport, lake is not in the BDD, so we can't use, BDD funds for that. That's why they, when they, at the committee, they said Ward 5 funds, because this was not budgeted for. But Jim Olive, thought it might be a possible lawsuit coming if we don't, at least clean that up, so we wanted me to mention that, and he's in favor of it, not here. So, we got a first and a second, so.
Clean it up.
Questions, Alderman George?
Where's this gazebo?
Right above the, marina there to the north, I would think. There's an old one there now, what, out to the park, yeah.
The one that's falling.
Well, this is not falling apart there, so. All right, roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
No.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-1. Finance Committee, Alderman Bud.
Thank you. Only motion for finance was recommend the city council approve the treasurer's report as presented. With that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Ordinance, Alderman Scarpetti.
I'll defer to Alderman Bryant, and I thank her again for taking care of the ordinance committee in my absence.
Well, you were so welcome, it was a pleasure.
First is a motion to recommend to the city council to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to impose a fine of $500 per occurrence for feeding the geese at the Taylorville Lake, at Lake Taylorville, sorry.
All right. Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Smaltety, questions or comments? Roll call?
Jeremy Wilson,
Yes.
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryan,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Chris Smaltety.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Next is a motion to recommend to the city council to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to require a new home construction within the city limits of Taylorville to have a minimum of 1,000 square feet of living space.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Smaltety, questions or comments? Roll call?
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryan,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Chris Smaltety.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. Motion to approve and or ratify payment of bills $348,307.92. Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, comment. Alderman Bud.
Electric, $8,009.19. Fuel, $23,771.07. Garbage, $4,986.97. All Raleigh's, Napa, AutoZone, $1,141.51. Diamond Brothers for insurance, $29,818. Public risk for October, $18,493. Travelers, $1,097.50. CTI, $6,059.28. CCI, $5,307.75. Neal Tire, $1,011.78. PS Printing, $4,659.06. Revenue, $1,649. Joe's House and Home, $3,047.80. Meyer Oscarmona, $8,040. US Bank, $4,053.83. United Capital Funding, $7,581.89. Safety Committee, U-Line, $1,801.05. Through the safety, ESDA, Hyper Reach, $3,750. Police Department, Debbie Prince, $1,015.25. Pages Body Shop, $1,021.39. Fire Department, and this is actually being paid for out of the BDD funds. Yard Heating and Cooling, $18,780.14. Street Department, FS for Chemicals, $3,587. Decker Supply, $1,598.79. Key Equipment, $4,150.95. Mathis Kelly, $3,901.38. Phil Tullis, $3,746.52. Phil Tullis, $30,420. Ricky Peters, $7,083. Sarko Hydraulics, $1,157.34. NFT, Lewis Marsh, $43,842.40. Sewer Department, Bobcat of Springfield, $1,367.88. Co-equipment, $1,306.44. Manifestor Engineering, $36,239.42. Water Department, Badger Meter, $1,091.68. Midwest Meter, $7,363.90. Chemicals, $18,419.03. Cemetery, Elm Lawn Cemetery, $2,000. Airport, Crawford Murphy and Tilly, $3,453.36, and these total to $324,399.55.
Thank you, Mr. Rudd. Any questions or comments on the bill? Roll call?
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Chris Smaltety.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. First subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120-2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Open Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120-1FC mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and or committee. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Thank you. Motion carried. effective Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. I am humbly resigned as Alderman Ward 1 due to medical reasons. It's been an honor to serve the community for more than 10 years. I especially want to thank the residents of Ward 1 for believing in me and allowing me to be their voice. I will be forever grateful. My goal is to focus on improving my health and time with family. It's been an honor. Thank you and cheers to a prosperous future. Sincerely, Larry Bud. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Debbie, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.